Good afternoon to you all here. This is your host and host Kamal Prabhakar from Lyca Radio. And we are here today, actually, NHS England here with the tour. And it's an amazing thing. It's all to do with cancer. But let me introduce you to someone who knows everything about cancer and why they're here, what's the journey. And with me, I will have Dr. Fazana. So we'll have Dr. Fazana coming in here, and she will tell us more about the cancer. Good afternoon, Dr.
Hello, nice
How
to
are
be
you?
here. I'm very well, thank
Dr.
you.
Fazana, right?
That's right, I'm a GP in Newham in East London, so my practice is just a mile away from here, so my hometown for the last leg of the tour.
Right, lovely. So, Doctor, tell me, what is this bus about?
So we know it was World Cancer Day last week, the 3rd of February. So this is the NHS England Help Us Help You campaign. This is a continuation of the campaign, but this one is to help people know what signs to look for cancer. So as we can see on our bus, 65 out of the 78 passengers that would sit on this bus, or 83% of us, if cancer is caught early, is completely curable. So more than out of 5 of us would be completely cured if we could know what the signs and symptoms of cancer were and get to our doctors early.
So if it's that, if you got the symptoms, so could you tell them what is sort of symptoms they should be looking at?
Of course, this is a really good question because there are so many symptoms, and often we think, oh, it's just a niggle, we don't want to bother our doctors, or we might feel scared. Certainly, I've got friends and family and myself, we all feel scared about cancer. But as I said, if we can catch it early, we can treat it early. So a couple of important signs to look out for. If you've got a cough for more than 3 weeks, and that's quite a short time, 3 weeks just goes in our busy lives, but if your cough is there for more than 3 weeks, it's worth, and definitely I would advise you to come forward and contact your GP to see what's going on. Similarly, if you've got blood in your wee or your poo-poo, your urine or your stools, even if that's happened once, it's really important to come forward to get yourself checked out. If you've got a lump anywhere in the body, make sure you get yourself checked out. If you've got tummy pain for more than 3 weeks, or you're finding your tummy is a bit more bloated, or you've got indigestion that's just not going away for 3 weeks, again, worth coming forward. And finally, I would say, if you just don't feel right, if you're feeling a bit more tired and you feel my body just doesn't feel right, come forward, because again, there can be some more rare cancer and it's easy to check out for them.
Right. So, and the journey, I mean, you've been around all over England.
We've been touring. Yeah, we want to be bigger than Justin Bieber. So we actually started up in the northwest in Blackburn. We've been to Sunderland. Yesterday we were in Leicester. And so today we're on the London leg, which is lovely for me in the area that I'm working in Newham in East London.
That's so nice to hear. And you said the ratio, if you know early, the symptoms and all that, and you get checked early, and you said the ratio, what is the ratio of the...
So 4 out of 5 of us can be completely cured, 83% of us. And obviously, where I'm working here in Newham, we've got 74% BAME communities, and we know sometimes it's harder and there are more barriers. So again, we just want to make sure that everybody is included in the access to their health, and that we've got information in different languages. Any questions that you want to ask, it's really important, because as you quite rightly said, if you catch it early, we can cure this. So it's about saving lives rather than worrying, have we got a cancer there, keeping that worry to ourselves and maybe having something horrible happen. But come early, and then we can either reassure you or catch it early and cure you.
Lovely. And doctor, what about age-wise? What is the age sort of, what is the age sort of should be? Like they should be careful, and what sort of age group do you think?
So generally, and this is general, but generally it's that age 40 mark. I've just turned 50, so I need to be careful, but it's the 40 and plus mark that we would say be more aware, be more careful. Cancers can affect younger people as well, but it is rarer.
Yeah.
But I would say that age 40 mark. I guess my only proviso to that would be young men Again, nothing to be embarrassed about. Do check yourself. Testicular cancer, in our private parts for men. Again, something to just think about. So do get yourself checked. And I would say, for women, we already have cancer screenings for cervical cancer. You can ask for females if that's what suits you. Come to our practices, ask for that, but come for your cervical screens because that's a cancer that again affects young people.
That's wonderful. And NHS England. I mean, it's amazing. We've been going through so much in the world, so much around in England, and now, doing this helping going around the country. It's amazing about NHS.
Well, I'm an absolute champion and a fan of the NHS. I work in the NHS. I was born thanks to the NHS. My mum's passed away now, but had fabulous treatment thanks to the NHS. Of course, we do know that the NHS is under pressure. We know that, and we know that during the COVID times, of course, our public really wanted to protect the NHS, and a lot of people didn't come forward. And at that time, we could see that we were seeing less people with cancer. Now we know that that's gone right back up, so we are seeing the amount of people that we would expect to see with cancer. But again, if you've been holding back, please don't worry, come forward now. It's not always easy to get a GP appointment, I'll be the first to admit that, but cancer is one of our top priorities. It saves lives, so keep trying. There's GPs, there's our nurses, we've got a whole practice team.
You said something very important in the beginning, that don't be embarrassed. We got our Asian community, Asian people, very scared, very shy to come forward. I mean, that's the sort of people need to come forward, correct?
That's it exactly. It sounds easy to say, but I'm a doctor. People like me that you'll see, your nurses, we're used to seeing the body, and I understand that. I'm not our greatest fan of going for my own cervical smear test, but I know it's important because it's again one of those cancers that don't give you a lot of symptoms or signs, and we have screening for it now. If you want to, ask for what you want, I would say, if you want a female only, ask for that. If you want an interpreter, ask for that. So all these facilities are available. So I would say don't be shy about that and make sure that you get the healthcare that you deserve.
Mm-hmm. So, Doctor, we've gone through many items. Is there anything else in your mind that which is very important that they should do or know?
I would just say, working in Newham for 25 years, I know that our BAME communities, and particularly our women, and being a BAME woman myself, don't get the same health care. We know that we can't reach you as well as we would like to. So please talk to us. Make it easier for us to say what it is you need, whether it's females you need, whether you want more information about things like screening, because our screening rates are lower. So I would say please help us to help you. That's exactly the title of the campaign. What is it we can do to help you? Talk to people like me. I mean, I'm here out, not at my surgery today. I've come out specially to do this because I think it's really important. It's my duty to help our communities as well.
Doctor, we really appreciate you. We from Lyca Radio really thank you so much for your time and what you do, and especially a big thank you to NHS England and doing an amazing job. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Right. Yes, now again, we're coming into the bus and we are going to interview some of the patients actually. With me, I have Fiona. Fiona, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Good, good. Thank you for sparing a few minutes to us. We are Lyca Radio and Lyca Go. So Fiona, NHS. I mean, there today, NHS England is all over United Kingdom, going for their trips, making people aware of their cancer. So tell me about yourself a little bit. What happened? How did it happen? And where are you now?
Okay, so thanks very much. I was diagnosed with breast cancer back in March 2022. I found a lump because I was checking my breasts very regularly, and found the lump and went to the GP a couple of weeks later, and very quickly the GP referred me to the hospital, where I went to a a one-stop clinic where I had a mammogram, I met the consultant, I had a ultrasound scan and then a biopsy, and then met the consultant again, and at the end of that I was told that it was very likely that I had breast cancer due to what they'd seen on the mammogram and on the ultrasound, and that we would just wait for the confirmation with the biopsy. So that was my cancer diagnosis. Unfortunately, the GP acted very quickly, so I think it was about 10 days between me seeing the GP and getting my diagnosis.
Fantastic. And that is because you made yourself aware, you were checking,
Yeah.
and you went to the GP quickly. So what is your message to the people out there?
So I think my message is to get to know your own body and to get to know what your normal is. People's breasts change throughout the month, so it's really important to check them on a regular basis and work out what's normal. And then when you're looking again, you go, oh, I'm not quite sure about that, and that's the point. You go and get it checked out. So go and get things checked really as soon as you can.
So Fiona, how are you doing now, and how far have you come?
So it's coming up to 2 years since I was diagnosed. That the first year, 2021, was really hard. It was 8 rounds of chemotherapy. It was a mastectomy and reconstructive surgery, and then followed by radiotherapy. So that was tough. But I'm now coming to the point of a year on from all of that, and I'm doing really well. I have to take regular medication, drugs every day, a regular injection, and I do my exercises because that's really important post breast cancer, to help to prevent reoccurrence. So I think now my original cancer has gone, and now I'm doing everything I can to stay fit and healthy so that I don't get cancer again.
Fiona, thank you so much. Good luck and keep well.
Thank you.
And then now we come to a gentleman who's got a lovely smile and smiling, whose name is Jay. Jay, good afternoon to you.
Hi, how's it going? How you doing?
Thank you for giving your time to us.
No worries.
Jay, obviously we're out here today for Cancer Aware, and NHS have been fantastic to, making it aware. If you would like to share a little bit of story with yourself, please.
So my story started in March 2020, at the beginning of lockdown. I started getting sort of gas and bloating. Initially, I just thought it was diet related, so I tried cutting out various foods and even went on a 3-day fast to try and get rid of all of this discomfort. Unfortunately, none of that worked. And then in October 2020, I started getting abdominal cramps, which again didn't go away. So enough was enough, and my family even said, you need to go and see the doctor. So I went to see my GP and did stool samples and blood tests, and she basically within a week said, you need to go to hospital and have a colonoscopy. And so, which I did, and it happened very quick. And during the colonoscopy, or at least after the colonoscopy, they pulled me to one side and said, we found something, and it's not good. Beginning of January 2021, I was officially diagnosed with stage 3 bowel cancer. So I then had a load of chemotherapy, followed by surgery to remove half of my colon, which was then followed up with more chemotherapy. And when I finished treatment in November, they pronounced it a success, and my follow-up scans and colonoscopy at the beginning of last year said that I was cancer-free. Unfortunately, a month later, I started developing a twisting sensation on my liver. And I instantly knew something wasn't right. So went back to the hospital and got checked up, and also had another trip to my GP as well, who ran more blood tests, and my tumour markers came back elevated. And after some more scans, I was then told that I had a 5-centimetre tumour growing on my liver, in actually the same place as the original cancer. So I was then, told I was going to need more chemotherapy, I was going to have surgery again. The day before I was supposed to start treatment again, I ended up in Royal London Hospital with bacteremia, very unwell. I spent 2 weeks in hospital. They did a load more scans, and within the month since they diagnosed me at 5 centimeters, the tumor had grown to 10 centimeters. So a very aggressive tumor. I've got what's known as a BRAF mutation, which is a very aggressive, very poor prognosis. Since then, I've started treatment. Everything was going very well, and then just before Christmas, they told me that the chemotherapy had stopped working. And the tumor had grown to 12.6 centimeters, so bigger than it's ever been. So I've now been switched on to a different treatment. So far, according to my blood work, everything is working. All my numbers are coming down, and it looks like we're on the right path.
Great. I mean, I'm really glad that you really, come a long way since that 2 years. But we at Lyca Radio, we all wish you very well and do well.
Thank you.
Keep that smile and keep fighting, because the key is fighting. And what would you, in small words, what would you say to the people out there? What would you suggest to them?
You need to really, really know your body. And if you have anything that's unusual, uncomfortable, painful, then please go and see your doctor. Don't put it off. Don't delay, because they will tell you if it's something that needs to be fixed right away. And the sooner that if it is cancer, the sooner that it's caught, then the sooner that they can treat it, and the sooner you can get back to living your life.
Thank you so much for your time, Jay.
My pleasure.